Hello and welcome to the Capital Area Food Bank recipe video library. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make baked apples. This is a super easy recipe that is very delicious and really great, especially for the holidays. So I have my oven behind me preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and now we can get started. First, I'm going to be greasing a square pan. I'm just using this metal pan. You can use any kind of pan, glass works too. I have some neutral oil here, and I'm just going to coat the pan. This is where our apples are going to go, so I just want to make sure nothing gets sticky. So we're just going to set this aside, and we can get started on our apples, the star of the show. So I have 4 apples. I'm using Fuji apples today. You can use any kind of apple. I have just washed and dried them and taken the sticker off. And now we're going to prepare them to be baked. So I'm taking a knife and using my fingers tucked away, I'm going to chop off just a little bit of the bottom of the apple, about 1/4 of an inch, just so it can stand flat like that when we put it into that pan that we just prepared. So it's just about this much, hardly anything, just enough to stand up. And then I'm going to very, very carefully remove the core. So again, I'm going to try and focus on keeping my fingers tucked away. I'm going to keep the blade of the knife facing away from me so I don't accidentally get myself. And I'm just going to make some very small and careful little cuts into the apple. I'm just cutting all over around the core. Again, keeping my knife facing away. I'm just kind of twisting the apple as I go. I just find that easiest. So I've almost met this little circle. Just be very careful when you're pulling your knife out of the apple. And then once I've made this circle all the way around, I just like to take a spoon and kind of do that same motion around the apple. So going into where I've already cut, just kind of digging in. It's kind of like carving a pumpkin, except a lot smaller and a lot tastier, if you ask me. And this apple looks so juicy, so that's going to be very good. Now I'm just kind of wiggling to finagle that little core, and there we have it. Kind of looks like this right now, but I want to get just a little bit deeper. You see, I kind of have it about halfway. So I'm just going to do the same thing that I just did and put this knife back in there, kind of twisting around. Back in with my spoon. I'm just trying to get all those seeds out, but you can do whatever works for you. It would also work fine if you kept it as deep as I had just shown. I just like a little bit more room in there. And again, we're just being very careful to make sure we're not cutting through the entire apple. All right, this looks perfect to me. You can see this beautiful little star shape from where the seeds were. I have my pan again that we've already greased. I have done the rest of the apples off camera. You can see as they sit a little bit, they get a little bit brown, but you don't have to worry about that at all. That is totally fine. We're going to bake them anyways, and then it will all be super golden and delicious. So here's my apple that we just did. I'm going to put it in there, and there we have it. Now let's make what we're going to put inside of them. So here I have 1/4 cup of raisins, and to it we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. That smells amazing. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I just have this ground cinnamon here. You can also add whatever spices you like at this step. I think it'd be really good with some clove or some nutmeg. And I'm just going to stir these 3 ingredients up. Okay, and once you have it all mixed up, should be this kind of raisiny, honey, sticky mixture. Looks like that. We're going to get it inside of our apples. So here we have our apples again. We have the mixture here, and we're ready to assemble everything. I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons of this mixture into each of our apples. or until I run out of this mixture. So I'm just putting it right there inside of the little divot that we made inside of the apple. So here you can see our apples are stuffed and ready to go into our preheated oven that's at 400 degrees. I'm going to put them in for about a half an hour until I can smell all the delicious smells and they're nice and soft. I usually test it by putting a fork into the apple and seeing if it goes in easy, and then we'll let them sit for a few and come back and enjoy. Okay, so here we have our baked apples that I've let cool down for a little bit. They look super tasty and the kitchen smells amazing. So I am going to show you how to plate them up. So you can do just like this and have it just on a plate and kind of bite into it as you go, or you can serve them in halves. Oh, and you just see that juicy filling spilling out. It looks so delicious and I can't wait to try. You can also top it with yogurt or nuts for a really tasty breakfast or snack. And yeah, I hope you try this recipe. Click on the link below to see all of our recipes and to get the recipe for this. And I hope you try it.